The restaurant looked normal from the outside, but inside, the air felt heavy. It was almost closing time. Only a few customers were left, talking softly and finishing their meals. Maya, a young black waitress, was moving from table to table with her usual warm smile. She worked hard, stayed polite, and never complained. Everyone liked Maya, except one man, Mr. Keller, the restaurant manager. Tonight he was watching her too much. His eyes followed her every step like a shadow. Maya felt it. Every time she turned around, his cold eyes were waiting for her. She tried to ignore it, telling herself, "Just finish your shift. Go home," but something inside her whispered, "Be careful." Outside the restaurant, Maya's husband, Darius, parked his black car. He came early to pick her up. He liked making sure she got home safe. He never told her, but he always checked the area before she finished work. As he walked toward the door, the building security guard saw him and immediately stepped aside. Everyone in the city knew Darius. People called him a businessman. Others called him something else, a mafia boss. But tonight, he was just a husband coming for his wife. Inside, Maya placed empty plates on a tray when she suddenly felt a hand on her shoulder. She turned. It was Keller. His smile was thin, fake, uncomfortable. "Maya," he said softly, "I need to talk to you. Come with me." She froze. "Sir, I'm working," he interrupted her. Now, before she could react, Keller grabbed her wrist. His grip was tight. Too tight. Maya tried to pull her hand back quietly, not wanting anyone to notice. But Keller didn't let go. She whispered, "Sir, please, I don't like this." Keller leaned closer. "Just follow me." He dragged her toward the back hallway, the area with no cameras, no customers, no staff. Maya looked back at the main floor. No one saw. The sound of the kitchen, the clatter of plates, the noise of customers, all of it felt far away now. Keller pushed open the door to the restroom corridor. It was narrow, dim, and silent. He closed it behind them. The lock clicked. Maya's heartbeat suddenly grew fast. Her hands were shaking. She stepped back, trying to keep distance. Outside, Darius walked inside the restaurant. He saw Maya's section empty. A young waiter nervously pointed toward the back hallway, whispering, "She went back there with the manager." Darius didn't blink. His face stayed calm, but something dangerous grew in his eyes. He walked toward the hallway slowly, like a storm moving without sound. Inside the corridor, Keller blocked Maya's path. "You smile too much," he whispered. "Maybe you want attention." Maya swallowed hard. Fear filled her eyes, but she stayed strong. "No, sir." "Please open the door." Keller stepped closer, and at that exact moment, the door handle behind him began to turn. Her real protector had arrived. The moment the bathroom corridor door opened, silence hit the air like a blade. Darius stepped inside, his tall figure filling the small space. His eyes did not move fast or wild. They moved slow, controlled, deadly. That kind of calm only came from a man who had seen danger and survived it many times. Keller froze. He had never seen this man before, but he instantly felt something wrong. Something heavy. Something dangerous. Maya rushed behind Darius, her eyes wet but relieved. Darius placed his hand gently on her arm, checking if she was hurt. His touch was soft for her, but his eyes were stone when they turned back to Keller. "Did you touch my wife?" Darius asked in a low voice. Keller's throat tightened. "Sir." "It was a misunderstanding." Darius raised one eyebrow. "Misunderstanding?" Keller stepped back, but the wall behind him stopped his movement. He tried to laugh nervously. I didn't know she was married." "You don't need to know she is married," Darius replied quietly. "You only need to know she is a woman. And you dragged her here like she was nothing." Keller swallowed. Sweat started forming on his forehead. Behind Darius, something else was happening in silence. One by one, Darius' men entered the restaurant. Tall, strong, dressed in black suits. No noise, no shouting. Just quiet footsteps and sharp eyes. They didn't need orders. They already knew what to do. They secured the exits. They observed the staff. They made sure no one interfered. Customers lowered their heads as if danger moved through the room, like wind back in the corridor. Keller tried to stand straight, but his legs were shaking. "Sir," he whispered. "Please." "I didn't mean any harm." Darius stepped closer, so close Keller could feel his breath. "You put your hands on her," Darius whispered. "That is harm." Keller's lips trembled. Darius didn't shout. He didn't curse. He didn't even touch Keller. But the silence he created in that moment was louder than any threat in the world. He slowly lifted his hand. Keller's eyes widened. "No, please wait." Darius didn't hit him. He didn't speak. He just snapped his fingers. Two men appeared instantly. They grabbed Keller's arms like he was a child. He struggled uselessly, shouting, "Let me go! Let me go! This is illegal," Darius chuckled softly. "You were worried about legal things when you locked my wife in a bathroom?" Keller had no answer. The men dragged him down the corridor and out the back door. His screams echoed, then disappeared into the night outside. Maya held Darius' arm. Her voice was quiet. "Let's go home." Darius nodded, but his eyes were still dark. "For you," he said, "I will burn the whole city if needed." He escorted her out of the restaurant, his hand around her shoulder. His men followed them like shadows, inside the alley. Keller's cries were the last sound of the night, and that was only the beginning of his punishment. The night air outside the restaurant was cold, but the alley behind the building was burning with fear. Keller's screams echoed against the walls as Darius' men dragged him deeper into the dark area where no eyes could see, and no camera existed, but Darius didn't follow them. He stayed outside the restaurant with Maya, holding her close, calming her shaking hands. His voice softened just for her, like he had two versions of himself, the ruthless king the city feared, and the gentle husband only she knew. "You're safe now," he whispered. Maya nodded slowly, but her breath was still unsteady. I thought he would hurt me," she said. Darius lifted her chin gently. "He will never touch anyone again." Behind them, Keller's shouts continued, but Maya looked away. For the first time, she realized who her husband truly was, not just a businessman, but someone with real power, someone capable of protecting her in ways nobody else could. A moment later, two of Darius' men walked back from the alley. Their faces were calm, expressionless. "It's done," one of them said quietly. Darius nodded once. No more questions. No more noise. The men disappeared back into the shadows like ghosts. He placed his arm around Maya and guided her toward the car. "Come, you need rest." But Maya stopped walking. "Darius, I don't want anyone else to go through this. Not just me. Other women work in that restaurant too." Her voice was small but strong. Brave. Darius looked at her with new respect, not as someone weak who needed protection, but as someone who saw justice beyond revenge. "What do you want me to do?" he asked gently. Maya took a breath. "Change the place. Make it safe. Not with fear, but with real respect." A soft smile grew on his face. "You have a good heart," he said. "I will handle it." The next morning, the entire restaurant staff arrived early after hearing rumors of what happened. They found new security at the door. Managers in suits, lawyers, inspectors. Something big was happening. One of Darius' men stepped forward and made an announcement. "Effective immediately, Mr. Keller has been removed. This restaurant now has new ownership." Everyone whispered in shock. Maya walked in quietly behind the team. The staff stared at her, confused at first. and then respectful. They understood. She wasn't just a waitress anymore. A woman from HR approached her with papers. "Ma'am, you have been promoted. You are the new shift supervisor. You will help run this place." Maya's eyes widened. "Why me?" "Because you deserve it." Later, when she met Darius outside, she hugged him tightly. "I didn't ask for power," she said. "You didn't need to," Darius replied. "Your strength gave you that." As they walked away, people in the restaurant watched silently. No jokes, no gossip, no disrespect. Only respect for the woman who survived. And for the man who loved her enough to change her whole world. The city remembered that night. Forever, the manager dragged a black waitress into a bathroom. Not knowing her husband was a mafia boss, and her courage was even stronger.